Hello, I'm Dwain Carlo Crum, and I want to show you around. We're here at Knott's Berry Farm today because I want to talk about caricature drawings. I have a large collection of caricature drawings. It's one of my favorite collections. And I started years ago when I was a teenager at one of the amusement parks. I got a drawing of me playing soccer. Later on, I got one of me bowling, and then in 1980, I got one of me as a first-year teacher. These drawings were all done in black and white, and so my early caricature drawings were all done in black and white that I collected. Then in 2009, that's when I retired and I started going to the LA County Fair. And the two places that I have most of my drawings done are either at the LA County Fair or here at Knott's Berry Farm. Those are the two large collections. And there at the fair, had a few done. I realized there were all different artists. Every artist had a different style. I was already going by the nickname the Sea Rebel, so I had them draw me as a pirate. And so my tradition now is that every time I have a caricature artist draw me for the first time, I usually have them draw me as a pirate. And they're all different, right? They're drawings of me, but every caricature artist has different styles, and each one is unique. We're here at Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm was founded in 1920 by Walter and Cordelia Knott. What started as Mrs. Knott selling chicken dinners at a chicken dinner stand developed into the amusement park it is today. One of the big steps in that was that Walter Knott had an ancestor, was at Calico Ghost Town, the famous silver mining town there in San Bernardino County. And he started duplicating the ghost town here in Buena Park, California at Knott's Berry Farm. Such buildings as the Bottle House, which is a house made out of bottles. Originally there's one in Calico, it's still there today. He duplicated here at Knott's Berry Farm. Many of the other old buildings that you found at the ghost town of Calico were duplicated here in Buena Park as part of Walter Knott's idea of recreating the amusement park for people to have access to. Okay, Walter Knott, of course, founded Knott's Berry Farm. And Knott's Berry Farm has remained very similar to the goals that Walter Knott had originally. He owned it for many years, sold it, his family later sold it to a company called Cedar Fair. Some of the things are gone. One was the cable cars. They used to have cable cars here at Knott's Berry Farm. Behind me is the cable car kitchen. And that's one thing I do miss. Cable car kitchen, I still remember that was my first time I had cheese enchiladas, was there at the cable car kitchen. They had very good cheese enchiladas. But nowadays they still have the chicken dinner restaurant, so I go eat at the chicken dinner restaurant all the time. Famous chicken dinner restaurant by Mrs. Knott's. And many things are still, many things have gone, but many things are still remain. Today we're going to look at caricature drawings. One of my favorite things to collect is caricatures, and I've been doing it for quite a few years. When I first started collecting caricature drawings, the first ones were in black and white. One of the early ones that we see here is one that I had done at the LA Zoo of me bowling. And that one and another one where I have me playing soccer, those were two of the earliest caricature drawings I ever had done. Later on, one time I was at Glendale College, and at Glendale College they made an announcement that they had a caricature artist there and had a stand set up for anyone who was interested in having their caricature done. And so I had this caricature done there. Glendale College is not my alma mater. I was actually there to see Pasadena City College play football, but I also went to USC and I had a USC shirt on, and so that's this caricature that you see here. Again, it's done in black and white. This next caricature that we see, I had done in New Orleans, and the story behind that is I was just simply sitting, eating at al fresco at a restaurant there in New Orleans, when a gentleman came up and said, "Would you like to have your caricature drawn?" And I had him draw me. He introduced himself as Toulouse, okay? Like Toulouse-Lautrec, except he spelled it T-O-O, Toulouse. And Toulouse drew me, and I paid Toulouse, and as police came nearby, Toulouse took off rather quickly. So I'm not sure how legal it was for Toulouse to be selling his drawings on that premises there. The next drawing I had done in Venice, Italy. My first drawing in Europe was done in Barcelona. I'd had other drawings done in Florence. The Europeans, they tend to draw mostly just the face. They don't really draw the bodies too much. At least that's the ones I found. And that was the case of this man in Venice. He'd been doing drawings for many years. And when I told him I wanted him to do the whole body, he sort of balked on that. You know, he draws faces, he doesn't really draw bodies. And I sort of insisted that he draw a body. And so he drew me with the whole body as a baby, because he thought I was whining and crying because I wanted the whole body done. So that's why I have this baby drawing. It was in 2012 where I first started getting drawings done in color. I went to Las Vegas, went to the Circus, and there was this one artist there, and she told me, she says, "Oh, you should have have it done in color." And I said, "Well, all of them are done in black and white. I was trying to be consistent." She said, "No, it's much better in color." So I actually had her do two in color. First one we have here is me as a pirate, and since I have so many of these caricatures done, I usually start off by having an artist, if they're drawing me for the first time, I'll say, draw me as a pirate, right? Because, again, I'm the sea rebel, I'm a pirate, so, and that gives them a lot of ideas, right? They can do all sorts of things with drawings of pirates. So this one here, you see the parrot. Of course, pirates are associated with parrots. Also, as I said, I graduated from USC, so to have her do a second drawing, I said, well, draw me as a Trojan. And so you have the second drawing here of me as a Trojan. And again, both of these were drawn in Las Vegas, and she put the Las Vegas signs in the background. Years later, there's a caricature artist stand there on Fremont Street, and so I had some drawings done there. By that time, I'd traveled so much. I've traveled to 98 countries now and done 49 cruises. And so I decided, well, I'll have drawings done of places I visited. So one of the places I visited is Madagascar. And Madagascar, of course, is famous for its lemurs. And yes, I saw the lemurs there in Madagascar. So I had this artist draw me of this one here with a lemur in Madagascar and the flag of Madagascar. Another place I've gone to quite a few times now is Scotland. And of course, when people think of Scotland, a lot of them think of Loch Ness. And so I've been to Loch Ness, and here we see the famous Loch Ness monster behind me. And again, this kind of drawings, I tell the artist, this is where I visited, you know, and I let them do it. I don't really have to tell any of the artists to draw the Loch Ness monster. Once you tell them, draw me at Loch Ness, they immediately have their own ideas of what the monster should look like. Besides caricature drawings, I like horse racing. I love horse racing. I love going to Santa Anita. And one time I told my friend John Shear that I was wearing a hockey jersey at that time. I told him, "Oh, I'm a jockey today." And John Shear looked at me with a straight face and said, "I didn't know they had elephant racing today." And so I've told that story, and here the artist has combined the story with the drawing of me, and so it has me at Santa Anita riding an elephant. Another one of my passions is ice hockey. Ice hockey, people ask, what's your favorite sport? And a lot of people think it's horse racing, a lot of people think it's football, and I love all those sports, but in some ways, maybe ice hockey is my favorite. And one thing I have never done was I never got to drive a Zamboni. And then I said, wait a minute, if I have a caricature artist draw me, why not have them draw me driving a Zamboni? So here we see me driving the Zamboni. Again, it's up to your imagination what you're going to have the artist draw. Here I am as a Viking. I said, well, make me a Viking. So the artist drew the longboat, the dragon boat, the longboat, and I'm a Viking. Doesn't have to be something real here on Earth. What about outer space? I said, well, make me a starship captain, right? Like just sort of like in the idea like Captain Kirk. And so here we have one with me, and those aliens there, they look like Gorn to me, right? The reptilian Gorn, famous episode with Captain Kirk. What you find out as you start having all these caricature artists draw you is some of the art is done really more for the masses, right? That, you know, a family wants sort of cute pictures of their children. You know, they don't want a real ugly picture of their kid, right? But, you know, as far as me, it's like, no, you know, tell the artist, take it to the limit, do whatever you want to do. And artists like to do that. I think most of them really do. Let them give them a little bit of a free hand on what they draw. So here's some wild drawings. The first one you see here is the artist said, well, what's your favorite number? I said, well, 13. 13 was my mom's favorite number. It's my favorite number, 13. So, and I said, well, I'm going to be driving a race car. So you have me here drawing a race car, number 13. And again, it's sort of very much of a wild interpretation of that. Next one is soccer. When I was a kid, I played a lot of soccer. I loved soccer. I still love soccer. Can't play it anymore, but I still love soccer. But again, it's a drawing. Even though I can't play soccer anymore, they can draw me as a soccer player. So here you have me playing soccer. The next drawing is me playing baseball. I was never good at baseball. My eyesight was never good at baseball. I couldn't hit the ball. Didn't really know the rules good. So here I'm living out my fantasy as a baseball player when I could never was a great baseball player in real life. And I do enjoy the game of baseball. Again, when you give a theme, that artist takes it their own way. So again, the pirate theme, which I said I use almost with every artist the first time I have them draw me, it's a great theme because the artist has all sorts of ideas about pirates. What should pirates have? What trappings do pirates have, and things like that. So here the artist has drawn me, and I think it's from Captain Hook, because Captain Hook the crocodile was going to be eating Captain Hook. And this drawing, it's taken a step further because I'm actually inside the belly of the crocodile in this drawing. Some people ask where are these drawings done. Most of the drawings that I've had done were at the fair, LA County Fair, which I go to every year. And then later on, Knott's Berry Farm, I bought season passes for a couple of years and had them drawn there. But most amusement parks have artists drawing them. It's got to be a place that has a lot of foot traffic and people willing to spend the money to do that. Disneyland, of course, is such a place. I haven't had too many done at Disneyland. I had a couple done here that I'm going to show you. And the interesting thing about them is that they use paint in their drawings. So none of the previous drawings did they use paint. But they're at Disneyland, inside Disneyland, they use paint. I've gone to Disneyland on my birthday several times. It is on March 16th. It's on my birthday, and I had it done then. The second drawing, also on my birthday, March 16th. Different artist, a little different. Every artist has different styles, but it has me, and I'm wearing my famous LA Shark shirt. So I got my LA Shark shirt on this one, and it was done on my birthday, and it was all done in paint. The last drawing is a very special drawing. When I was going to the fair every year and they started to realize that I had a big collection of drawings, they would say, well, has Manny drawn you? Has Manny drawn you? Everyone could say, has Manny drawn me? I go, who's Manny? I never seen Manny. Manny never drew me. Finally, in 2019, I was able to connect a little with Manny, and Manny said, next year I'll draw you at the fair. And then COVID happened. So in 2020, there was no LA County Fair. 2021, there was no LA County Fair. 2022, Manny wasn't there at the fair. And then finally in 2023, it was like finding Nemo, right? It was the quest for Manny. So finally in 2023, Manny connected with me, and he took time, and he says, I know this has been years in the making for you to heavily draw me. And so he took his time, and that's one thing that's very noticeable about this drawing, is the time taken to do that. Now, frequently when caricature artists are doing it at an amusement park or something, they have a time limit, right? Whatever company they're working for says, we have to have turnover, right? So again, time is very valuable, right? It's I've said that time is the most precious commodity, and here you can see Manny took a lot of time to do this drawing, and you see the result, and you can see the effort to do that, and it is a very special drawing. Many people ask, why do I have caricatures done? I think they're very unique. It's one of the main reasons, is the main reason I come to Knott's Berry Farm, right? My roller coaster days are over. Actually began and ended one time on the Matterhorn at Disneyland. That was my roller coaster days. But I love having the caricatures drawn. Everyone's unique. It's not some cheap toy that's, manufactured by the millions. Each one is unique. Do I have it done at other amusement parks? Other amusement parks generally have caricature artists drawing them. Here at Knott's Berry Farm, Commons is the company that has the contract. They also have it at Downtown Disney and other locations. Disneyland, there's a company called Rubio's, and I don't generally I go to Disneyland for my birthday ones. I've had birthday ones done by Rubio's. Rubio's uses paint, which the other ones don't. Why do I come mostly to Knott's Berry Farm? Well, I have a season pass, so a season pass makes it very easy for me to come to Knott's Berry Farm, and I enjoy it here. I enjoy it, everything from the boysenberry punch to the old trains and all that. I just enjoy it here at Knott's Berry Farm, but the caricatures is what I love most. I hope you join us again next time, and please like and subscribe.